Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is not a comeback. I'm not going to do like 3 videos per day or something like that. This is just, I think, a really useful video if what I'm thinking goes actually into reality. About Dokkan 2, basically the biggest update ever we have received into the game. And I want to start by this. So usually when you open the game there was Mr. Satan. Now there's Roshi. Personally, I don't care. But I've seen people being mad about it. Just this is the first difference you notice when you enter into the game. The second difference is this one. Now we have Kid Goku flying on the Nimbus. And before it was of course Goku like Pixel doing the Spirit Bomb. This bothers me. This bothers me because I've always been doing this when the Spirit Bomb charged. Like I've been doing this in the middle of it. And now I can't, so it bothers me. Anyway. Now we have the big change. Like we can see the first one here, of course. Here at the bottom, here at the top and here at the bottom. We can see the Scouter looks different. It looks more bright. We have more colors, and there's another thing bothering me, which is this. Why 0, 0, 0 are all here on the left and aren't here on the right? I don't know. Don't ask me. And the second thing, but this one is positive, is the Goku, Vegeta and Trunks here. I like how they look. I really prefer them. If we compare them to the, again, Pixel character we had before. Then this is the same. The power level should be the same exactly. So how it looks and how it works is exactly the same. But I always want to show what I say, not just say it. So again, looks the same. The sub page looks the same. Yep. Okay. Now, another big difference, and this is actually important. So if we go to event, we can see already there are 5 tabs, which, if you guys remember, before we had 4 tabs. This is because when the game stops loading, I have all day. Okay. This is because this new tab, Awakening and Challenge, these were like together before. So story, we have all the story events, and yeah, we have all the story events and the Super Strike. Growth event, we have the Whis event, this dog shit, and all the others like link levels, skill orbs, Zenny, training items, everything is here for growth. Then in Awakening, we have the Dokkan events, the Extreme Z area, and the Prime battles. So this is really helpful because this is a lot. Like this is every single Dokkan Fest that came out has a Dokkan event. It's a lot. Like it's so much here. But now it's separated from the challenge, which these are the actual events of the game. So we have the Ultimate Red Zone, we have Intensifying Fight, Extreme Super Battle Road, Supreme Magnificent Battle, Super Battle Road, the gimmicky Worldwide Celebration event. We have everything here. If you want to do a real fight, you go here. And then Easy A. I quickly want to do an Easy A stage just because there's another difference, and I want to show it because I actually want to do every difference, at least that I'm able to show, and it's this. You can see when you go into an Easy A stage, it looks a bit different. I'm not going to talk about the UI just yet because I want to do like a real fight in this video and talk about it while we do the real fight, so we can see like the actual effects going into action and everything. I just want to do it that way. Of course, we can see the new normal attacks, which looks way better than before, and basically that's it. We did the easy A stage just because of the animation when you go into the stage, but not like there's no difference in the actual fight of the easy A's or in this specific event. Again, just wanted to do it for the animation. Broly should kill Vegito here, and now we can go to the big part, which is basically we go into a fight and we are there for a lot of time because we have to talk about everything that happens, positive, negative, and just information about the game. There's a lot. So I want to do one of the new fights, which is the Android Cell Saga Goku Story Red Zone, because it's quite long, but it's not hard. At least not really hard. So I did prepare a team, and it's... maybe I didn't prepare it after all. Yeah, I probably didn't. We can do it live, it's not a problem. Just I wanted to make a team, but it seems like I didn't do it. So it's not here. Maybe it's here. No, okay. We can just swap, it's not a problem. So we can use Universe Survival Saga, which... what's happening? No, Universe... okay, right here. Universe Survival Saga. I want Tech UI Goku. We can use AGL UI Goku. And I think that's pretty much it from... yeah, I'm just going to use the two of them. What did he lead again? Realm of Gods and Trusted Wheel. So now we can go to Realm of Gods. And okay, we want physical Blue Gogeta, because I want to talk about this. All these symbols right here. And I also want to show different animations that pops up during the fight. So I want him, and I think that's pretty much it. Now Entrusted Wheel is going to take every space in the team, but these were the important ones. So Entrusted Wheel should be right below. And while I do the team, I can talk about, like, I can use this time to talk about my personal, like, preference from the update. I like it like a lot, how the Scouter looks and how the UI looks in general. I like the freshness. I like when we have new way to see the game, just because, like, it's new. Like, all of this is new, and I really like it. So we can put the music on, not too high. Okay, this should be okay. So now we have the first problem. We can see here, next up, we have Tech UI Goku. There's no way to know if it's mine or the friend. We have AGL UI Goku and Physical Blue Gogeta. We don't know the second rotation. We don't know. So that's a problem. We don't know who's the floater. And if you're doing a nuking event, that's a problem. If you're doing an event and, like, the boss locks, it's a problem, because you don't know if your character is going to get locked. It's an issue, but they're going to address it. I'm just going to say at the moment, if you start an event, you cannot see who's in slot 7 or who is in the second rotation. Other updates, of course, how it looks. Now we have HP with 20%, like 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And we can see here the actual percentage, 100% HP. The difference with the past is that before we will see the full HP and how much HP we have. Now we see the full HP and the percentage. So when we take damage and like our HP is at like 75%, here will not say 701 like 716009. It will say like 65% of it or something. Like it will not say 700k HP. After that, here it's the same, and here there's another difference. We can see the basically how the type works. It shows when the enemy has like advantage over you. You have the arrow pointing below. Your type is like more black, and when you have advantage, it's like shining. And then there's like the types, of course. Now we can enter into the fight. We have Tech UI intro, and we will play it. We can see how it looks different right here. Okay, so we are in the fight, finally. And there's already difference. We can see all the symbols pop up. So the first thing we notice is this arrow pointing up against UI Goku. That's because Goku is AGL and his type disadvantage against Gohan. So we can see immediately, like the game tells you, your character is disadvantaged. And if you put Goku here, we can see here his type. And the arrow from Gohan go from the middle to the left. So we can see how the game is checking where UI Goku is and is telling to the player, be careful, your type disadvantage. If we click on Gohan, we can see the enemy skill, so you cannot seal him, you cannot stun him, you cannot defensively debuff him, but you can offensively debuff him. And he also has a territory which you can only remove with a domain. So if like UI Goku domain was up turn 1, we will be able to go like on Master UI Goku and take the domain out. But of course we can't. So the domain effect, he gets greatly increases attack and defense. We don't know how much it is, like in game. And just he key -2. So like Gogeta will be here, but it's here. It's not. He will be. It will be at 10 key. It's an 8 key. He will be at 18 key. He's at 16. Just nothing really super important with like this type of characters. But like on the next turn, Tech Gohan is going to struggle for key probably. So we can start and we can immediately see just how bright it is, and they're going to fix this, so don't worry about it. And now we can click, we can see how the animation is different. At the moment, anything like super important is the same. We can see the same defensive number, offensive number. We can see now who's on the full rotation, the Gamma starting in slot 7. This is the next rotation, like this is not a problem. But we have the big thing to talk about, and we can use AGL UI Goku because it's the character that Dokkan itself showed. This. So before we had just the wall of text. It was just everything here, and it was really difficult to read if someone didn't know what was like the start of it, what was the end of it, the conditions. It was just a mess. Now we have this nice like bullet points. So we are on turn 1. This is the first time UI Goku has shown up. So we can see we have the basic effects, of course. These are basic. He always has this. 200% attack and defense up, 77% chance of launching an additional super attack, and 77% chance of evading enemy's attack. This is what he always has. No matter the HP, no matter the turn, no matter the team, nothing matters. He always has this. Then on the first turn, and on the first turn only, he has ki plus 7 and guaranteed dodge. So now we are on the first turn. He has this. We have both of them. This free ability activates for each attack Goku dodges. He gets chance of evading enemy's attack 7% up within the turn. So you are at 77. And you can also have like dodge here, but it's not like you're at 77%. You dodge once, 84. You dodge 2 times, 91, then 98, and then guaranteed dodge. But this resets every turn because it says specifically within the turn. So every turn you're going to start again with the 77, 84. Then this symbol right here, ki plus 2 up to 10, 30% defense up to 150. So with 5 dodges, you have this build up. This means that when you get it built up, you always have it, but you have to build it up. So you don't have it at the start of the fight, and it's going to take a bit of time, or like dodges or turn passage, something like that. A condition activated. So you dodge it once, you have 2 ki 30% defense. You dodge twice, ki plus 4 60% defense. You dodge 3 times, ki plus 6 90% defense. And so on. Ki plus 8 120, and then ki plus 10 150% defense. When you do the active skill, or when ki is 24, you have 77% attack and guaranteed crit. When HP is 77% or more, you get another 77% attack and defense. And if you die when HP is 77% or less, and it can be UI Goku or another character, you revive with 77% HP recovered. And this symbol means it only happens once. You cannot do this twice. If you use the revive, go to the next UI Goku turn, and another ally dies, and your HP were like 50%, you're not going to revive again. You lose. After you do it, you get 7 ki and 77% attack and defense. And as we see, it's the same symbol from here. So once you get it, you always have it. So you will have this after a character or an ally revival is activated, always. After the character revival is activated, so this only happens if UI Goku's revive is used, he has 100% dodge on the next turn. So, and looking at the symbols again, we have this here, and this will help you if you want to quickly understand what a unit does before reading all of this. It's very easy. The heart, he has a revive. He has attack and defense up at start of the turn. He has ki at start of the turn. He has the possibility of doing crits, additionals, and dodge. And as we saw, we have the revive, we have ki at start of turn, we have attack, defense, additional, dodge, crit. So we have everything that the character does in his passive skill. Now let's see it in action. We have 24 ki and it's turn 1. So we cannot get hit, and we are going to do guaranteed crit. So now there's the first pop-up, evasion. The game tells you your character is going to evade an attack. Now this attack is going to be a guaranteed crit. Why? Because we are at 24 ki. Critical. This tells you that your character is doing something, and it's an additional attack. You have the first pop-up, then you have the second, which tells you additional attack. This is the 77% chance. This is the hidden potential system, which I showed before. It was like 11 additional or something like that. So we got 3 super attacks, and this attack was again 100% dodge. So we can see how now we lose the guaranteed dodge and the ki plus 7, but we build up twice, ki plus 4 and 60% defense. And basically what you want to do now when you're reading a character if you're a new player of course, is to understand what your character is doing, using them accordingly, because now you have the possibility of looking at what the character is doing. You saw there, attacks effective against all. So now on the next turn, when we see Gogeta, we can see if he has that in his passive. Additional attack, and again, attacks effective. So we know already Gogeta has additionals, and he has attacks effective against all types. Again. So the game tells you every single time you activate an ability like that. Now, this wasn't the way guard, that's a new indicator, so we can see what it is when we go to the next rotation. Okay, let's quickly see. So we can click right here, where's next up, you click there. Now, Gogeta. Attack and defense up, key up at start of turn. This is a new symbol, we will see what it is very quickly. Additional attack as before, so with this one, it means you can do additional attacks. And 3 new symbols. Let's see. There's a lot of basic effects here. So key +2, attack and defense, we know. Attacks are effective against all types, we saw it. He changes key spheres, he creates rainbow key spheres, and it's this symbol. The orb, and then it becomes something else, because he changes randomly. So he gets key per type key sphere and key per rainbow key sphere. Here is the additional, and here is the guard. So all of this is always doing it. Gogeta always has this, no matter what. This is only for 3 turns, so we floated Gogeta. On the next turn, turn 4, we're not going to have this. When attacking with 12 or more key, this is basically the when performing a super attack we did have before, but it was not correct. The correct way to say it is when attacking with 12 or more key. And he has a guaranteed additional super attack with 1 rainbow key sphere, so we saw it. Now, if I had to talk about Beast at the moment, we will not continue the game. So let's just quickly see what we already saw before. So we have attack, defense, key at start of turn, key per key sphere obtained, critical hits, additionals, guard, and this is the new symbol. This is damage reduction, and we can see it immediately. Damage reduction rate 40% up for 5 turns. So you can kinda understand what a unit does just by looking at the symbols on them. And these are completely new. Let's see the gammas. We have attack, defense, key at start of turn, additionals, damage reduction, and buff with orbs. Key, attack, defense, again, key, attack, and defense, crit, additional, damage reduction. So that's the beautiful thing. If you know the characters, you can just go here, look at this, and understand what the character does. Let's just say, not completely, of course, because if you look at the gammas, like, they support. You don't see that here. And you don't see the type of orb that they need. Or like, that they need to attack to have damage reduction. But this is just to help a new player, when you start to understand this, to be like, oh, this character does this, 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 and this. When you go to read it, you like collect the dots, connect the dots, and then you're like, okay, I'm understanding now. So another thing that is not in the Dokkan 2 update. This was already here, but okay, we can see here 99% HP. I just wanted to point that out. This. Here we can see how many attacks we have performed. So, numbers of attack performed, number of super attacks performed, we have numbers of attack received, number of times guard is activated, and number of attacks evaded. So the good thing with this is, again, AGL UI Goku, which is kinda the showcase character. Remember how he builds up Ki plus 2 up to 10, 30% defense up to 150 for each attack evaded? You can see how many attacks he has evaded with this. This symbol right here, when you see 2, Goku dodged 2 attacks. When you see 3, Goku dodged 3 attacks. So it's very easy to just have a good experience with the game, even without playing for like 10 years. You can quickly learn how the game works. So now we can see the symbols that pop up right before Beast Gohan were attack, defense, and ki. We will see that on the next rotation. So this is the additional attack, and we see additional attack. So we know Beast Gohan has a built-in additionals. And we saw the guard indicator, meaning that the character was guarding. This is hidden potential system. And another thing which is not in the Dokkan 2 update, but because I'm thinking with the 10th anniversary and this huge update, many new players will be here. When you have an additional in your passive, by any means, when it's like with 3 key spheres obtained, with 2 of this type of ally, whatever, that comes first, then comes the hidden potential. So you will do your normal super attack, like default super attack, and then you do the hidden potential after you do everything in the passive. So we see this normal attack from Tech Ultimate Gohan, and that was the hidden potential because he has built-in additionals, which actually I did an horrible example, like terrible example. I just need to go to the next turn so I can show it, but like this is like the only example in the game which can be factually wrong with what I said. So first, 2 attacks evaded, 3 super attacks performed, 3 attacks performed. As we saw on the last rotation, Goku did 3 attacks, were 3 super attacks, and he dodged twice. Now, this part is gone. For 1 turn from the character's entry turn, it's gone. We have 2 of this, and we can do this when Ki is 24. We have 99% HP, which means that this is up, which means that this is not up. It's not really complicated. Tech Gohan, what I was saying before. He launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack. Always. If he does 3 attacks, he launches an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack. So we did the first one, the standard super attack. Then he did this. Then the hidden potential was the 3rd attack, which activated this. But in any other case, first you have the passive, then the hidden potential. Now let's see what AGL UI Goku is gonna do. But before that, Beast Gohan. When we saw Ki popping up every time he got hit. For every attack received, Ki plus 1 up to 5. Attack and chance of performing a critical hit 20% up within the turn. So when Beast Gohan gets hit, you see Ki, attack, crit, which are this symbol for attack, this symbol for Ki, and this symbol for crit. This is the guard, this is the additional super. So now let's hope AGL UI Goku doesn't get hit, because we have type disadvantage. Evasion. So we know UI Goku's dodging the first attack. He dodged 3 attacks. We are at 5. 24 Ki. So again, this is a guaranteed crit. And I specifically choose this fight because it's very long. So only 1 attack. So we have 4 super attacks performed. 8 attack evaded. And now we can see more clearly like the passive being built up and slowly like decreasing in things we have to do to remember and to keep the count of it. Because before we did have to count it ourselves. Like in 2019, in 2020, we did have to count specifically and to keep like in our head, okay, this character did 3 attacks, this character did 4 attacks. We didn't have symbols and we didn't have turn indicators, so that's actually really helpful. Another cool thing, but this was already in the game. You can see here up, turn 3. This is the third turn from the start of the fight. Before we didn't have this. So it's just way easier now to understand how the game works with all the indicators and just the help that the game gives you as a player. So next turn, we saw Tech Ultimate Gohan doing 3 attacks that were super attacks and 1 that was a normal attack. Let's see. 4 attacks performed in total, 3 super attacks performed. So one of these 4 attacks was a normal attack. He didn't receive hits, he didn't guard because he didn't receive hits, and he didn't dodge because he didn't receive hits. Beast Gohan, 7 times guard activated, 7 attacks received. 3 attacks performed, 2 super attacks performed. And again, if we go here, his guard is always up. So when he gets hit, he guards. And guards activate even when you dodge. So now we can remember, again, every time we get hit, key +1 up to 5 attack and chance of performing a critical hit. Since now we receive 7 attacks, this is fully built up, the key. And we can see once it's built up, it's up forever because we have the infinite symbol. This is for 5 turns. This is Beast's third rotation, third turn in battle. So on the next turn it will be up. On the next turn again, no. Let's put Tech Gohan in slot 1 and we can see how many attacks is going to receive, and we can count like every time the guard is activated. So Blue Gogeta again, we can see 3 super attacks performed, 3 attacks performed, 3 attacks received, 3 times guard is activated. Another thing that we can see is, okay, Tech Ultimate Gohan and LR Beast Gohan guards, and we can see the symbol here. Blue Gogeta doesn't, and he did for the first 3 rotations. Now we are on turn 4. This is the fourth turn of Gogeta, so he has no longer the guard. And this is always up. With a character that has guard, you can always check it here. Before Dokkan 2, this wasn't the case. You weren't able to see. Again, guard. We can see that the character is guarding the attacks that he's going to receive. So he guarded. Nice. This is the 4th super attack. 5th attack performed. And we can see here we are lowering Gohan's attack. Additional attack. This is the 70% chance from the basic effect. Now we are going to have the second 70%, which is a normal attack. And this is the hidden potential. And you can see when it's you need to be very quick when you do it. So now, these 2 arrows means that the attack is being guarded. So he received every attack. Beast Gohan is supering, and I think Blue Gogeta is going to do it. So we can see it from him. Okay, Blue Gogeta attacks is super effective against all types, and the game reminds you of that. Now he's going to do the additional with the Rainbow Orb. And it's a super. You can see it when super attack, it's like it flashes for 1 second. When it flashes the number, it's a normal. Now, it's a super. Because it flashed super attack. You can see it. You need to be quick, but you can see it. And okay, done. So now we are on turn 5, UI Goku is at 840k defense. So now, on turn 5, what is the condition with UI Goku? 8 attack evaded, 0 attacks received, 4 attacks performed, 4 super attacks performed. And we can see that Goku has the active skill already. This is the active skill. So let's see the condition. And it's here. The Strike of Fury can be activated when HP is 50% or more, starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle. We can see it's turn 5. So on the last turn it was already possible to activate it, but we of course cannot use a character ability when the character is not on rotation. So turn 5 we can do it. And we have 99% HP, so again, we can do it. Let's do it on the next turn. Yeah, it's better if we do it on the next turn. Probably going to face Cell. So yeah, let's do it on the next turn. Okay. So now instead we are going to do not the 24 key with UI Goku, 21 key. And we are going to miss on these two abilities. 77% attack and performs a critical hit. Now UI Goku can still perform a critical hit because he has this high chance of performing a critical hit for 1 turn, and it gives allies 7% crit for 2 turns, but it's not guaranteed. So another thing, the 12 key also gives him 50% crit, so if he does an additional, it's a guaranteed crit. But the first one is not guaranteed now. And we will see also the attack starts going way down. Evasion. Goku dodges the attack. Now, this UI Goku specifically, he gets an additional super attack when he dodges. So now he's going to do an additional super attack. Which is this one. The crit was also from his passive, since this Goku has a 70% chance of performing a critical hit. And if the AGL UI Goku attacked before, it would have been 77%. Now Goku activated Guard. We saw it. 10 million. Last turn we were doing like 15, 16. So a bit of a jump down. It's a critical hit, okay. Additional attack, it's a normal. The 77% failed. This is then just his regular dodge. We can see the key was not going up. So he builds up completely in terms of key. And I guess we are kinda explaining everything in this run. Maybe we don't need to do 2 runs, but I'm just really trying to explain everything and to go like, okay, this turn with UI Goku and the next turn with the 2 Gohans, and then with Blue Gogeta when he appears. Evasion. We saw it because Goku received the first attack. So, attack gone. 8 attacks received. 8 times guard is activated. 8 attacks performed. 6 super attacks performed. 0 evasions. Perfect with what we said before. So now we can, let's just continue building up attack gone. It's okay. We can go into the standbys with the Gamma. Now, the standby is a mechanic that dropped during the 8th anniversary, so 2 years ago. We can do it when HP is 77% or less, or after we do 3 or more attacks in battle. We see we have 99% HP, so it's not that condition. And what it is? We did 4 attacks. So let's do the standby. I'm not going to talk about how the standby works or like how active skill works or stuff like that. This is more so for the Dokkan 2 update. Just I'm talking about it because we have 2 conditions to do it. We have one and we can see it here. So let's do the standby. Okay, so we can see now the character changes the artwork, and also we can see it changes the passive. So now the character has different abilities, and one important thing, we can see it here, everything resets. Because now this character specifically doesn't have it, but maybe they did have like for 3 turns from the character's entry turn 200% attack and defense. That activates only when the characters show up. So the game shows you this is the first turn, not the 5th as it was before. Anyway, now we can keep going. Let's keep in mind how many super attacks Gohan does. So guard activated. First super attack, which is also the first attack of the turn. And we can see again here Gohan is lowering the other Gohan attack. So the run is going well. This is absolutely not played to win. Like, I'm not thinking like, oh my god, I must win here, or like I have to bring the best units. Absolutely no. This is just, I'm using some of my favorite characters and some character I wanted to show. So again, the 2 arrows means guard is activated. When the 2 arrows are pointing up, it means you're type disadvantage, and they're blue. While when guard is activated, is red. So Beast Gohan attacks, it's a critical hit. For those who don't know, critical hit basically means that it ignores the enemy's defense. So like, I don't remember the statistic. Let's say this Gohan, this enemy Gohan, has 500k defense. If you do a critical hit, you ignore it. These 2 arrows, again, blue pointing up, your type advantage over the enemy. So now we are facing Cell. And Cell is kinda dangerous. At least for a new player, or like for a weak team. Let's say, okay, here it doesn't say it. But basically, when Cell super attacks, he hits every character on the team, on the rotation. So Goku, and Gogeta are going to get hit with the super attack. You have to either A, dodge it, or tank it, or like survive it. That's kind of the point. Now this Cell doesn't hit hard, but still, you cannot see it here, is an AoE boss. Now this symbol, I haven't talked about it because now is where I want to use the domain. And domain is a mechanic from this UI Goku. Domain right here. So this symbol here, again, this is not Dokkan 2 stuff, but since I'm here, might as well talk about it. This is what Cell gets with the territory, which is these 2 things right here, these 2 things right here, and this also. When he has the territory up, he has damage reduction, which means he takes less damage. He has disable super attack ceiling, which means that he cannot be sealed. And to end it, to take the territory away from Cell, you have to create a domain, which is basically a dimension. Like, the background of the battle is going to change in something of the character. In UI Goku's case, the Tournament of Power. In like Dragon Ball Super Broly, who faces this Gogeta, it's the shattered dimension, like dimensional space, whatever the hell they're fighting. Just the time Gogeta, like this. When you go into the domain with Broly, you're in this dimension. So let's do the domain with Tech UI Goku. And let's transform with physical DBS Gogeta. And let's do the UI Goku active. Just because I want to do it.
オラは別に正義のヒーローでもなんでもねえ。今度な仲間を傷つけるやつは許さねえぞ。
So real quick, we saw the critical hit, which happened because of this, when activating the active skill or when key is 24. So now we have this. Even if we get like 22 key, which will be right here, we will still have that part of the passive because it's activated thanks to the active skill. Now let's do Blue Gogeta and then UI Goku. We saw how the orb changed, and we also see he does a lot. There's a lot here. So, we have attack up, defense up, key at start of turn, key per orb, additional attacks, attacks effective against all types, a new symbol, dodge, new symbol, he creates orbs, new symbol. Let's see what this is about. We know key plus 3, 200% attack and defense, attacks are effective against all types, we know. 2 key per key sphere obtained, we know. He creates orbs, he launches an additional super attack, 70% chance to dodge. We know all of this. For 4 turns from the character's entry turn, he recovers 54% HP. So, if we were, I think we were at 99% HP. Now we are at 100%. And it's for 4 turns, remember. So, turns in battle 1. It's this one. The next time he shows up, it's going to be turn 4 for him, as we saw with Super Saiyan Gogeta. So he's going to recover 54% HP again. He does it twice. When attacking with 12 or more key, 100% attack and defense, we saw this. We saw the 1 or more rainbow key sphere obtained. This is new, but we kind of saw it with AGL UI Goku. For every attack evaded, he gets chance of performing a critical hit plus 20%, but there's a difference. This is forever. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. While with UI Goku, if we look at this, yes. Key plus 2 up to 10, defense up to 150. This chance of evading is within the turn. Gogeta doesn't have the within the turn part. So for Gogeta, it's just building up. So every time he dodges, he gets 20% crit. When you dodge 5 times, you have guaranteed crit. And then when receiving a Ki Blast super attack, he has a 70% chance of nullifying it and countering. Of course, this symbol is for counters, this symbol is for healing, this is again for the orbs, and there's a new symbol that is for the Ki Blast. So when you nullify it, it's one action. When you counter it, it's another action. This is because you counter it, and this is because you nullify it. So if a player who knows the game enters here, he looks and he says, okay, this character has attack, defense, key at start of turn, key per key spheres, he has additional, super effective against all types, he can counter, he can dodge, he can heal, he creates orbs, and he can nullify Ki Blast. You can already see half of the kit of the character here. You have the active skill, sure, and the leader skill, and the super attack effect. But like, you see a lot of the character here. Now let's do Tech UI domain, and basically the fight is done. Alright, so many things changed. Let's start with the first one. Cell doesn't have its territory anymore. Let's start with the second one. We are in Tournament of Power arena. And here we have the domain. Illuminated World of Void. This is, again, UI Goku's domain, of course, as we saw previously. Now, UI Goku does kinda a lot of stuff, but the most important thing for us is, of course, to read the new symbols. He has attack, defense, key at start of turn. He has crit, additional, counters, dodge, guard, damage reduction. Right? We have attack and defense, damage reduction, key, dodge, additionals, crit, damage reduction, guard, counters. We have everything. The one thing we are going to look at the moment is this. He gives all allies chance of evading enemy's attack 10%. So UI Goku, this one, has 87% as of right now. This Gogeta has 80% as of right now. And this Tech UI Goku has 100% because he evades enemy's attack for one turn. Same thing as the AGL one. Now, the damage we're going to do on this rotation is going to be a lot. Let's see what happens. Evasion. So AGL UI Goku dodges. This is the super attack. He dodges. He guaranteed dodges. Counters. And we saw that. We saw. I'm going to explain it. And Blue Gogeta dodges as well. Perfect. So, basically, when you are going to evade an attack, the game tells you. The game is like, oh, you're going to evade. Like now, oh, you're going to additional. And it tells you. The same thing goes for counters. And the same thing goes for you're doing literally any action. So when Goku counters an attack, he also dodges it. So the first pop-up is for, oh, evasion. Then you dodge, then, oh, counter. And then you again have another one and counter. So it's just, it's confusing. But it's just to help players to understand what is actually happening. This is the additional super attack. When key is 24, UI Goku launches an additional super attack. And now we're going to see the counters, and they're going to hurt. Yeah. And since he has guaranteed dodge, he has guaranteed counters at the moment. So this cell should be a boss with a lot of HP. Like this shell should be like, oh shit, he's like 5 turns deep into the fight as we enter into stage, and he's lasting like turn 11, turn 12, turn 13, but Tech UI Goku doesn't do that shit. Again, attacks effective against all types, we saw it, and we read it before. So now we know that Gogeta is going to launch an additional super attack because of his basic effect. He's super effective against all types. And here it is. So it kinda, like, it's not too difficult once you understand it, but the new symbols are just hard because the game doesn't explain it. When you know it, you can kinda correlate them to what the character does, but again, it's not easy. So, at the moment, Cell doesn't have his domain because his territory, because we have a domain, and we see 2 turns left. So we have this rotation, and we have the next rotation, and then the domain is going to go away. But okay, what I want to do here is to use both of these active skills just because I want to use them, and also because we can probably end the fight if we do it. Why not? Oh, before we do it, Tech Ultimate Gon did 10 super attacks, received 15 attacks, and did 12 attacks in total. And we can also see here the buff from the domain. So let's do the active.
すごい。素晴らしい救世主を送るのは私に任せてください。うん、バッチリ。ありがとうございます。よし、行くか。
Let's see now if something changed. First thing, of course, turn 1, no attacks received or performed or anything like that. Now, we have attack, defense, ki, critical hit, which wasn't here before, and attacks effective against all types, which wasn't here before. Let's see. Attacks are effective against all types after guard is activated, and it performs a critical hit when facing only one enemy and that enemy HP is 58% or more, or when there is a Majin Buu Saga enemy. Not a lot, actually. So, this new symbol that pops here, it's because of the domain. It's this last part of the domain. Superclass enemies and allies can nullify attacks that are guaranteed to hit, making it possible to evade these attacks. And as we see, Cell doesn't have it, because he's extreme class. So what this means is, when there's a stage that disables dodge, and you cannot dodge against it, if you have the domain up, your superclass characters can dodge. Your extreme class characters cannot. It's kind of a huge deal. And these symbols means that your character can dodge. Now, okay, we want to do Beast Active as well. Beast Active is probably... Okay, it doesn't add symbols, I think. Oh, maybe it does. Let's see. Of course, we saw that, and let's see if we have new symbols. Yes, we do. Okay. This person with like 4 arrows towards him, it's because of the 9th anniversary mechanic, which is the direct enemy attacks towards the characters. Basically, taunt, target mechanic. All Cell attacks are going to go to Gon. This Cell is not going to touch this UI Goku or this Gon besides the super attack. Because, as I said before, the super attack is an AoE. And even if the game doesn't tell you, it needs to be very clear. Target mechanics, taunt, whatever you want to call them, don't work on AoE attacks or AoE super attacks. It doesn't direct all enemy attacks towards the character. It directs enemy attacks that aren't against all enemies. And we're going to see it. If Cell super attacks, UI Goku is going to receive it. Targeted by the enemy. Guard. And now you can see, Cell is here at the start. And here we dodge it. UI Goku dodged it because he got targeted. Same for Tech Ultimate Gon. And that's shitty. No taunt blocks from AoE attacks. So that's kinda the problem, that the game doesn't tell you that you are going to get hit by an AoE. But besides that, you can see Goku is in slot 1, but Cell is attacking Beast Gon. Now Tech Ultimate Gon is going to attack, but the attacks in front of him are going to go to Beast Gon. And this basically means that you have, whenever you want, control of the fight if you know what your character do, because I know Cell does an AoE. I know I cannot block it, but I know maybe my character can deal with the super attack, but not with 5 normals, depends on the type of boss. Also, we can see the attack of Beast going up and up and up. Not really much damage, but we didn't focus on Beast Gone in this run. So good damage there, additional attack, and on the next turn, we have the Gemmas with the standby. The standby that, again, is not point of the Dokkan 2 update or the showcase, so I'm just gonna use it for the fancy animation, but not going to explain like what it's doing and why they're doing it and stuff. It's not the point. So, okay, we have it, and we have the 2 UI Gokus. Now we have 1 turn left for the Illuminated World of Void. And I want also to make it clear, you can only have 1 domain at a time. I didn't transform with the other UI Goku because I can't. Let's drop the Gemmas, and let's see how it goes. Okay. He did live by like half HP or something. I don't know. Seems very low health to me. Anyway, I think this run was kinda helpful. Now he died. He died because of the counter attack, which is kinda laughable. Okay, die. Sure. Here we don't have nothing new, even after the fight is done. No, I think no. But we can see now Gon is again in base and Gogeta's already in base. It's nothing new, but just I just wanted to point that out. A new thing, we now have the background of the fight here instead of the blue thing, like the, I don't even know how to describe it. But another thing I would like to point out is that I'm not American, neither English. So my English is not perfect. And sometimes I just don't know how to describe certain stuff. So that's why my English kind of sucks. Anyway, we did the run. Now that we talked about how to recognize how a character is, I did a Dokkan 2 tab. Yes, because there's some unique, or at least like different symbols here, and now I feel I can talk about it without problem, because now we did a run. So like Tech Broly, I don't need to talk about attack, defense, key additionals. We know there's one new symbol here, and it's this: characters that transform. So starting from the 4th turn, Broly transforms. And it's also here, when a character has like a giant form. It's different, but it's kind of the same thing. You can see it. Giant form, when HP is 60% or less. Also, this character was in the thumbnail for this reason. He has a lot of stuff. Let's just see what he has and see if it makes it clear. So we have attack, defense, and key at start of turn. Key per key sphere obtained. Critical hit, additional attack, and dodge. We have guard, damage reduction, HP recovery, key sphere manipulation, and nullification. Let's see. HP recovery, key, attack, defense, crit, damage reduction, or manipulation, keep a rainbow key spheres, attack, additional, guard, damage reduction, nullification, dodge. The one symbol that is not here, but it's an ability that he has, is this. Foresees enemy super attack. Basically, he shows you where the super attack is. It's a scouter. Besides that, we have everything, so I really like this character specifically because, again, he has everything. And like, we can look at him, this Majin Buu. We have this KO here, and we have the revive. So the KO is this, survives a KO attack. So basically, let's say you have 500k HP and the boss supers you and you have this ability. You will take 499.99 and you will live with 1 HP. After you do that, Buu recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn if HP is 30% or less. So you will go on the next rotation with 10% HP. And the design of the Majin Buu team is to kinda survive and then heal everything back. Because you take the 400k HP shot. You go on the next rotation, recover 10% HP. Let's say you have the other Fat Buu. 10% HP at start of turn, another 10% HP at start of turn. Let's just quickly take another Majin Buu character just to show this while I was talking about it. Let's go Majin Buu Saga. 2 random Majin Buu characters. Okay, Bootangs. 20% HP at start of turn. If HP is 50% or less, recovers 12% HP. So you go into the rotation, the Int Majin Buu recovers 20%, he recovers 20, you got 10 from the other Majin Buu, you already have 50. Let's say you have another Majin Buu who is actually even remotely decent. Okay, him. 20% HP at the end of a turn. And then you have the links, let's say Majin, which gives, no, Majin doesn't heal, infinite regeneration does, 3% HP. Or like, there should be another link that heals. I was sure it was Majin, but apparently not. Okay, Metamorphosis, 5% HP. And as we can see, Metamorphosis, here there's another Majin Buu. He kinda sucks, but another Majin Buu. Here there's another one, here there's another one, here there's another one. So you can see that the design was intended to do that. Now, if we go to, again, the Broly of before, he transforms and he has this. When the target enemy is in the following status, attack down or defense down. And we saw Tech Ultimate Gohan doing it the last run, which was this, lowers attack. So you know, when you do this effect, you lower the attack of the boss, then Broly is going to get this, 50% attack. And then when you're on turn 4, you transform into this Broly, which has attack, defense, key, crit, additional, guard. And we go key, attack, defense, additional, guard. So this update lets you analyze units way quicker. There's also like characters like this who have attack and defense, because like it's all attack and defense. You have the other effects. This is stunned, this is sealed, and but yeah, when you can basically read a character like this, it's way easier. So here there's a symbol missing, because Goku and Gohan get chance of having a critical hit 5% per key sphere obtained, but they don't have the crit here, so we miss that. And we can maybe see, okay, so that means the crit only works when it's crit at the start of turn, not per key spheres. Who's another character that has crit per key sphere? So critical hit per key sphere. I think them. They have it. No, they have 50% already. So critical hit per key sphere obtained. Them. They have it here because they have the medium chance here. But they have, for every rainbow key spheres, chance of pulling a critical hit. So you can see. You can quietly understand, like, okay, when the character gets crit per key spheres, the symbol is not here. The symbol is here when you have it at the start. And if you do this just for a bit, you will be very easily able to understand characters and how they work really fast. Now let's do another run, and I want to use specific characters to show some kind of stuff. So I showed Tekio Goku 15 cut-ins when doing something. Now let's show other stuff. My idea now is to go to an easier event and to use a Majin Buu team. I want to use the Majin characters. Easy event, but not too short. Easy. Okay, we can do the movie boss rush. And we can use, again, not the Gohan team again. You can just easily do a Buu Saga team. Extreme. I want him, and him. So now we can take the Tech Buan leader, a very good character. Tech Buan is really good. So another thing I didn't point out is how little the HP is. Like, this is very difficult to read. And also on JP it's bigger. I don't know why. On JP the literal number is bigger. So we got immediately Super Buu, and it's really huge because I hope he doesn't. Okay, he does. Okay. Super Buu. He's going to be one of the showcase characters for this run. Attack, defense, key additional, guard. When we see Super Buu, guards all attacks when there is a Majin Buu Saga or Fuse Fighters category enemy. Tarles doesn't really seem a Majin Buu Saga or Fuse Fighters enemy. So why is Buu guarding? Buu is guarding because of this. Great chance of guarding all attacks. And this is like one of the biggest complaints every Dokkan player had. Like, ever. So as you see here, the game doesn't tell you the other abilities. Anyway, great chance. Great chance in Dokkan means 70%. So when we don't see this symbol, it means that Super Buu is not guarding. Before the Dokkan 2 update, this wasn't possible. So we had to guess if Super Buu was guarding or not. Evasion, so he's going to dodge this attack. Guard, this is going to hit Super Buu. But he's guarding. And we know. We can see defense and key that we're going up. So Super Buu gets defense and key when he gets hit. Or when he guards. we didn't read it. We saw that Super Boo, that Buan guards, and we saw that he gets defense when he gets hit, or maybe when he guards. We don't know at the moment because we didn't read it. At least I know. I didn't say it. So let's look at them. Super Boo. For every attack received, ki and defense. Ki up to 7, defense up to 140%. And so now we know when we see the ki and defense, it's because he's building up. The attack, this is a not unique mechanic, but like rare. He gets 100% attack temporarily upon the character's next attack after he receives an attack. This means Boo is in slot 1. He gets hit, and the first attack he's going to do after that, he's going to have 100% attack more. The second attack, it's not going to. It's kind of a weird mechanic, but it's just a mechanic that Boo has and some other characters. Now the second character we're going to show up in this team is Majin Buu Good. So we talked briefly about surviving the KO attack, the healing, and let's see what he has. So revive, like AGL UI Goku. We have the survive KO mechanic, attack, defense, ki, additional, guard, HP, healing, and orbs. And you might think, oh, but he doesn't have things with orbs here. He recovers HP with sweet treats, which are candies. And Majin Buu, especially, he creates cookies with this active skill. We're going to see it, but like, it says orbs ability, manipulation, but when it doesn't have the symbol, it's from the passive or the active skill. So, we have the recovered 10% HP at start of character's attacking turn. We have recovers 10% HP at start of character's attacking turn for 5 turns. So, when you activate this entrance animation, which we saw, there is another Majin Buu Saga Categoriale on the team. It's full Majin Buu Saga. When we do that, you have 10% HP at start of character's attacking turn, another 10% HP for 5 turns, and we see the difference. Both activates once. It's active now. It's not going to activate again. This is for the entire fight. Turn 520, this is active. Turn 6, this is not active. So, ki, attack, defense, additional, recovery, recovery. When attacking with 12 or more ki, attack and defense. When HP is 50% or more, guards. Guards, 100% HP. And again, if HP is 30% or less, he's going to recover another 10% HP. When he's KO'd, he revives once only. And you can see it because he has the heart here. When you see this, it means that if the character dies, revives. For another character like AGL UI Goku, the symbol is on everyone. For Fat Buu is only on him because only him can die and revive. If Evil Buu here dies, we're done. The event is done. If Kid Buu dies, it's done. If he dies, we revive. Let's continue on. After he or an ally revives, he gets these 4 effects forever. Another 100% attack and defense. The guard is guaranteed, so you can get this out of the way. He has a guaranteed additional super attack, and he gets the survive KO mechanic. Which is important because Majin Buu stacks defense. For every super attacks he does, he gets stronger. So let's see what Majin Buu does. This Majin Buu dodges. We saw evasion. Again, evasion. And now he's attacking. He's going to do an additional super attack thanks to his passive, and we're going to see the cut-in. Here it is, additional attack, super attack. So, for a person like me who knows the characters, it's like, okay, perfect. Now we can see everything we need to see. It's crystal clear, but since the game doesn't tell you stuff like this, it can be really hard. So this is an additional, which has a 70% chance to be a super attack. Like Tech Gohan, like other characters, like Gogeta from before. He guards, we saw it. And now Kid Buu is going to attack. Now Kid Buu is super powerful, but I don't know, I just wanted to prioritize the two Buu characters I already show. Maybe later we will talk about Super Kid Buu. So here is guarding again. So the 70% proc again. We are just waiting from when it's going to fail, and I can point that out because it's really important. Because at the moment I am putting him in slot 1. Like, he's in the most dangerous position. He's going to get attacked before he attacks and after. And I don't know if the boss is going to super attack. So like, for example, Tech Buan. When he attacks, he gets 58% attack and defense. So if I put him here, I know he's going to attack before. He's going to get this 58% attack and defense, and he's going to get this 50% attack and defense. So he's going to have more defense. Super Buu gets 30% attack and defense here, and also gets 30% defense when HP is 90% or more when attacking. We have 100%. So if Super Buu can attack at 90% HP or more, he's going to get 2 times 30% defense. His defense is going to go up. But I have to put him here. And I have to trust the guard, which is only a chance. Now we know when it's not active, guard, it shows up. And since we didn't see the evasion show up, we know he was not going to dodge. We saw the attack, 21 million attack stats, now only 8 million. It's a huge difference. And that's thanks to the 100% after he receives an attack. So now, key, attack and defense. So the attack now is for the next turn, 24 key. Additional attack, we saw the little super attack for 1 second, so so we knew he was going to doing an attack. Now, this event is not hard. Like, at the moment, we are just here to see the healing and all the other stuff. And of course, to see Super Buu guard. So now we have 98% HP. Let's see on the next turn the recovery from Int Majin Buu. This is Tech Majin Buu transforming. And now, of course, we are going to be at full HP. So 98%, and now we are 100%. This is thanks to numerous stuff. So first, we have infinite regeneration, 3% HP. He has infinite regeneration, 3% HP. He has infinite regeneration, 3% HP. And this Majin Buu heals 5% HP at the start of turn. He heals at the end of the turn. And we have the 20% from this Majin Buu. So you can see how this team is made exactly for this. You take damage, you don't die, go to the next rotation, heal everything back. Evasion. He has 70% dodge. He's attacking. He's going to do an additional super attack. And we're going to read this kit on the next turn, so I can point this out more easily. This character is good. It's just, he's good when you're using him on this team. When you're using him on another team, he's not. You cannot use him. We will see on the next rotation. Ouch. 91% HP. So now we can see the healing like a bit more effectively. And also when I say he's good, you can use him. Taking damage from this cooler is like embarrassing. Like taking damage from this cooler is like I don't even know how to explain it. How embarrassing it is taking damage from him. Like it's really bad if you take damage from him. Okay, we did solid damage. 100%. This is thanks to... Okay, he's not guard. Okay. I can point it out. He doesn't have the symbol. He doesn't. The guard is not active. He failed the 70% chance to guard. The grade is not up. He's not guarding. And there's no way to see it here. Before the Dokkan 2 update, there was no way to see it or to know it. There was no way. You had to guess it. But now I know. In this particular case, it's not a problem because Cooler is dead probably by Kid Boo's hands. I don't think it's going after Kid Boo. Like I think Kid Boo is just going to kill him. But if he doesn't, Buan is going to kill him. So it's not, yeah, it's not a problem. Like I don't care at the moment, but okay, sure. Super attack, we saw it, and Kid Buu of course kills him. But we knew it. I was able to know if Majin Buu was guarding or not. So always keep that in mind. So now we can see Majin Buu here is guarding. Another thing that is slightly annoying is the color of the orbs. Like they are way too colored, and it's just annoying. Like it's too much. Like we get it, but it's too much. I didn't read Majin Buu kit. Okay, 94% HP. So you can see you take damage, but you can just heal it back. And after this, I think we are done. There would be other stuff like when you pop an active skill that is also super effective against all types, you have the cut-in. You have the cut-in for literally any action you do, basically. Which is going to get removed. Like Dokkan itself say they're going to fix the cut-in situation, so I don't want to talk about it too much because again, they're going to fix it. Like if you see this video in 5 months, probably that cut-in situation is going to be dead. And there's no point in me telling you now when, again, it's going to be fixed. We don't know how, we just know it's going to be fixed. So at this point, I think we can just continue the run until we die, I guess. And we can talk about other stuff if we transform a character or we see something new. So, oh, I can read him. This character is particular. Okay, he has the survive KO attacks. Attack, defense, get start of turn, crit additional, counter, dodge, healing, orb, nullification. This is not creating orbs. This is doing something with orbs. Recovers 5% HP. Recovers HP with sweet treats. That's it. Done. These are the basic effects. If you have him on the team, he does this. End it. Then, per Majin Power Categoriale on the team, he gets Ki, Attack, Defense, Crit, and Dodge. and this consider himself. Otherwise, it will say self-excluded. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he gets 70% chance to crit, 70% chance to dodge. I don't want to count this, and 7 key. 28. It's 28%. And so 280, I'm sorry. After this, when all allies are matching power, he has an additional super attack and guaranteed crit. And we saw it with the guaranteed super attack and the guaranteed crit. And what's else for him? Where is here? Survive KO attacks, same identical mechanic as the Int Majin Buu, but he has a difference. So let's read again him. He needs to revive. He doesn't. So turn 1 he's doing it. And he's a dodge character, which makes it really interesting because he can get hit and not instantly die. And at the end of the turn, he can recover HP. So it's just a nice combo of him being like in slot 3. He does 2 super attacks, guaranteed, launches an additional super attack. He does critical hits, guaranteed. He has healing, he dodges, and he can survive attacks. It's just a nice little combo. Now, let's continue on. We can have just Kid Buu here and this Majin Buu here. I didn't talk about this. When he receives an attack for the first time, but this applicates every turn, he gets defense. So when we see the defense pop up from this Majin Buu, it's that. We see the arrows here pointing up against Kid Buu, pointing down against the other 2 Majin Buu, because 13 is AGL, Kid Buu is STR, so we have type disadvantage. Doesn't really matter for Kid Buu, but for other characters it will matter. Now the video can end really fast, or we can end the run. Because now we enter in the actual fight. And this is a huge test. Okay, Buu is guarding. Here, Majin Buu is guarding. We are fine. We are going to float him off because we don't need him, but this enemy Bojack is dangerous. Let's see. Okay, we have 2 new symbols. These 2 arrows and a cross, and this like Kamehameha and a cross like being blocked. This means Majin Buu cannot super attack on this turn, and we see the other 2 Majin Buu are saying super attack. Buu doesn't. And this X with the 2 arrows means that this Majin Buu cannot move. I cannot move him from here. I cannot put him here like I can do with him, for example. You see, I can move him. I cannot move him. I already pick up orbs with the int one, so I cannot move him for that reason. But like, look at him. I can move him around. He cannot be moved. So that's why I was saying this can end really fast, because Bojack can lock a character. He can block a character from doing the super attack, and that's just very dangerous. The good thing for us is that Bojack doesn't exactly have a lot of HP for the standards of right now. So if Kid Buu touches him, he's dead. That's kind of it. Because now this evil Buu is going to do huge damage to him. And you can see 12 million. Kid Buu was doing 28. So if like Kid Buu touches him, he's dead. But you can see how having the guard symbol really changes the fight, because if I didn't know that, at the moment, like Buu is AGL, and Bojack is tech. We have the type disadvantage. This is the worst situation for a character. But we know that Majin Buu is guarding. We have nothing to worry about. Kid Buu is locked and is sealed. So, as we can see, both can happen to the same character. Kid Buu is both locked and sealed. So he cannot super attack and he cannot move from that slot. Which is basically what I said the turn before. If Kid Buu touches him, he's dead. He sealed him. So yeah. Let's see another thing. Kid Buu received 3 attacks. He guarded 4 times. So he received an attack 4 times, guarded 3 times. And you might think, oh, so Kid Buu has guard, but he doesn't have the symbol. No. Kid Buu doesn't have guard. You activate guard when you're hit by your type advantage. So for Kid Buu, will be physical, cooler. For tech, Bootangs will be AGL. For him, will be int, AGL, tech. Again, AGL, STR. So that's why he activated the guard. And I was controlling that because Kid Buu has another ability in his active skill. After the character receives an attack 6 or more times in battle. Before, this particular update wasn't the Dokkan 2, but it's still correlated to it because it's all part of this new way to see the information and stuff. So now we know Kid Buu received 4 attacks, 2 more attacks, and he can do the active skill. Let's do the Dokkan attack, which I really don't like because we have this old ass Trunks here. I would prefer a new one, like, I don't know, just do a new Trunks just for have a new animation, new character, new PNG or something. And that's pretty much it. We talked about everything. And again, they're going to fix the color of the orbs, the cutscenes, and the fact that we cannot see who's on the next rotation when we start the fight. These 3 things are going to get fixed. And that's already like basically everything for me. Like, I don't need other stuff to be fixed. I'm fine with just those 3. And I just hope that the games keep improving. If someone arrived like at this moment in the video, it would be insane for me. But if someone did, I would really like to know if you that are listening to this are interested in a video of a specific mechanic, or like a video going to the mechanic of Dokkan, the anniversary mechanic, for example. So I can talk about standby and taunt and active skill, stuff like that. Because in this video, we used a lot of stuff. We used domains, we used standby, we used like active skills, but I didn't say what I was doing with it. So it just kind of looked like I'm doing stuff, things are appearing on screen, and I'm not explaining what it is. But again, this is more so a video for a beginner. And I prefer it that way because it will be helpful, especially again, since the 10th anniversary is coming up, which seems like to be the greatest celebration the game has ever seen, and I'm really happy about it. Now that Bojack is dead, we can kind of move fast. Like, this is when, okay, after you defeat Bojack in this event, this is where like, okay, now we can speed things up. Super Buu doesn't have the guard. He doesn't. He's hopeless. He's doing nothing. Let's use Tech Buan domain and let's just speed things up. One other thing, Buu can dodge. We see the symbol. It's the same for us. So this is the symbol of dodge that we have. He changes key spheres and he doesn't have a territory. So us doing a domain with Buan is not going to be like, okay, we remove the territory. It's just going to be, we activate the domain. So we have the domain, all the stats are increasing. Let's see what the domain does, just very quickly. Power absorption and transformation boost category enemies and allies get attack and defense 15%. And is transformation boost, of course. So that's why he got stats. We can see it here. Not here, but here above. Attack and defense are going up. So I haven't used it Tech Buan. Okay, we can see he has kinda the same stuff as we already saw. When he gets 3 and 6 key spheres, he gets additional super attacks. So we want to get as much key spheres as possible. 6. Here is perfect. On the next turn we are going to use Kid Buu active skill. This is the 5th attack. This is the 6th attack. So now we can use his active skill. And he's doing really good damage. Another thing I didn't say, but it was obvious, is the number. When you do the attack stats, it's a different way to show it. It's more little, it says attack, and this gives me hope that we are going to get a symbol that says defense anytime soon. Evasion. Kid Buu is dodging the super attack. And we saw it thanks to the symbol. It said evasion, so we knew that he was dodging. This is the first super attack. We got 6 key spheres. This is the second. We are going to get another one, because this is the super attack with 3 key spheres. The next one is with 6 key spheres, which is this. And now we can activate the hidden potential system, which will be a 4th super attack. Let's see. It's here, it's a super. Amazing. So the particular thing about this Buhan is that he massively stacks attack. So that means every super attack he did is going to give him 100% attack for the entire fight. He did 4 super attacks. So he got 400% attack. Now, it's not a true 400% attack, but it's still 400% attack. So it's a lot. It's not like, it's not 400%. It's difficult to explain, but it's not 400% like actually, but it's 400%. So Majin Buu is guarding, but this Majin Buu does, this Janemba does a lot of damage. So we are very low on health. We're going to live, but we are very low on health. There's a remote possibility we die, but it's like, it's very difficult. Basically, Tech Buu Tanks has to get hit twice. Tech Evil Buu, sorry. Because if he gets hit once, he survives with 1% HP, with 1 HP. And if he gets hit the second time, he dies. But he has 70% dodge. As long as he dodges once, we are okay. Or if he kills Janemba, that's also fine. He gets hit and he dies. Okay, we are done. We are done. We are done. So I kinda explained everything. So if you're at the end of this video, you know everything about Dokkan 2 and all these shenanigans. Let me know if you guys liked the video, even if it's very long, but I tried my best. And I hope it was helpful. And if I do other videos, I see you guys in the next one. Bye.